Story 1. I am a little hungry and nervous, but I am fine. Edit. Nerves are for a job interview. I did not expect the motivational responses. Thank you, everyone. Edit 2. For those looking for an update, I got the job. I will start 2 weeks from Monday. Story 2. My crush brought me something to eat. I thought I would ask her out tomorrow. Update 1. Today I wanted to ask her out, but she was ill. I will try again tomorrow and will keep you updated. Update 2. I failed. I tried to drive to meet her but missed her. The next time I will see her is Monday. I promise I will ask her on Monday. Update 3. She was not at school yesterday or today. I will ask the next time I have the chance and inform you of the outcome. Update 4. While we were driving, I learned that a boy had given her a few bread rolls that she shared with several people. I was one of a few who received one. At a red light, I asked if she wanted to go ice skating. She smiled, bit her lower lip, said maybe, and asked when. Then we went our separate ways. I did not offer a date and time and only said goodbye. I felt embarrassed. My new goal is to ask for a clear answer and be prepared with a specific date and time. Story 3. Pretty good. I am on the garbage truck headed to my route. We finally have working heat in this truck, and it is an absolute godsend. Late update. Wow, my first ever gold. Story 4. Sorry. I do not identify as an international man. I am regional at best. Story 5. I had a seizure last night between 1 and 3 in the morning while my daughter woke for her bottle, so I am exhausted. Other than that, I cannot complain. I have small seizures in which I do not lose consciousness or convulse. They are the result of a traumatic brain injury I sustained while snowboarding in 2000. I was not wearing a helmet and I am lucky to be alive and not paralyzed. I broke my zygomatic arch, 2 molars, and my coronal suture, the zigzag part of the skull where the bones fuse together. My eye swelled out of its socket and my brain swelled as well. I was not expected to live and the doctors asked my parents if I had a will. I recovered and now live a normal life except for periodic seizures. Please learn from my experience and wear a helmet whenever you do anything that could injure your head. Seizures are, in my case, very disruptive and caused my family a great deal of worry while I recovered. For those who wonder what a minor seizure feels like, it is like the world becomes two-dimensional. I get a sensation similar to needing to sneeze throughout my entire body. Afterward, I breathe heavily, get a headache, and feel groggy for the rest of the day. Medication helps greatly, but lack of sleep and stress can trigger them. Thanks for the supportive messages. I cannot wait until my daughter starts sleeping through the night. Story 6. It is my actual birthday, and the last thing I expected was to see the top comment saying the same thing. Story 7. Haha. I have to rise, grind, and get that bread. Quiet sobbing. Story 8. I'm not doing well, unfortunately. For the first time in my life, I have absolutely nothing to do, and I'm struggling to find enjoyment in anything. Story 9. Physically, I am relatively okay. Mentally, I am exhausted and clinging on for dear life until my wife and I have a week off in January. I work for a manufacturer whose sales increase dramatically at Christmas time, and I am head of supply chain. Story 10. Nervous as hell. I'm pitching my game today to a publisher. Aside from that, things are good. Update. For those curious, I made a short, hand-painted cooperative boss rush called Rain Dancer that released on Halloween. It did surprisingly well considering it had no budget or marketing. I'm trying to turn that into a full game with the original team still attached. Fingers crossed. Thank you for the kind words. They mean a lot. I'm talking to them in 30 minutes. Update 2. They already wanted to see a full cost estimate, which I'll take as a positive sign. I'm new to this, so we'll see what happens. I'll keep you updated. Update 3. Thank you for the support. We're preparing a price estimate for funding to cover online multiplayer, porting to consoles, and other things we wanted to do with the original project. I'll post an update if I hear back, but if it gets greenlit, I'll message everyone with a personal, genuine thank you. Watching a passion project so close to me be received so well is the coolest thing that's ever happened to me. Final update. They have the price estimate and are reviewing everything. I should hear back shortly. If it works out, I'll post in the gaming subreddit. Time for a well-deserved stress nap. Have a great day, everyone. Story 11. I just saw the sunrise over the ocean. It was beautiful, so I am okay. It is a nice 72 degrees and should be beautiful today. Story 12. I am getting married in a few months and I am frustrated by how people are treating me as a passenger at my own wedding. I did not dream about my wedding as a child, but it is still a huge deal to me and I cannot wait. The two reactions I usually get are similar. Men say it will all be over soon and to remember it is her day, not yours. Women ask how much you are helping out and also remind you it is her day, not yours. No one except my fiancé seems to care how I will feel in a tuxedo, whether I am happy with the location or how proud I am about the whole experience. It is not a big deal to others, but it has been really irritating and eye-opening to be treated as the less important part of such a major event in my life. Story 13. Honestly, sometimes I feel like I am about to crack. I have about $200,000 in debt, $60,000 of which is credit card balances. My wife created most of our debt with student loans and does not work. She does not work because she has multiple mental health disorders and remains depressed after a late miscarriage we suffered more than a year ago. The miscarriage was hard on me, but we do not talk about it because we focus on how hard it was for her. Sex is rare and mostly disappointing because she is rarely interested, so I masturbate often. I try to cheer her up, but it never works and she rejects my compliments. I often think about starting an affair, but I know I never would because I would hate myself for doing so. I often think about leaving her, but I still love her, and I know that would be more complicated and more expensive. She is a volatile mother to our children and they hear us fight a lot. I need my own therapy, but I can no longer afford it. I do not know how I will ever get rid of this debt or have a better marriage. I want a house and a dog, but I do not know how I will ever get them. I want a reliable car, but all my money goes to debt payments. I want to continue succeeding in my career, but I feel impaired by imposter syndrome. Now I have to make it through another day of work without cracking, because if I lose my job, I think I will. Story 14. I'm a bit worried because it falls on the same day as International Toilet Day. Story 15. Pretty empty, to be honest. I used to take joy in a few things like video games, comic books, and television shows, but since about a year ago I have found less and less pleasure in them to the point that they bore me. I sold all of my comic books and 90% of my video games. Almost all of the games I have tried this year have just bored me after a few hours. There are a couple of exceptions, like recently Death Stranding, but I used to complete 6 or 7 new games a year easily. It has been 2 so far this year. I didn't even bother seeing Endgame in the cinema. Instead, I watched it on the tiny screen of a plane in September. This was after I had seen every single Marvel Cinematic Universe movie in theaters since Iron Man 2 on the weekend they came out. I have tried picking up other hobbies in case I am just burned out, but nothing has really given me any satisfaction. Also, my job is a piece of shit, and I am struggling to find gainful employment elsewhere. So this year has been pretty boring and exasperating. Update. I appreciate all of the comments. I wish I could reply to each of you individually, but I never expected such a response. I appreciate those who took the time to reply and offer advice or suggestions. I will definitely think long and hard about my next move to try to improve my situation. Story 16. Rough morning. Thank you for asking. I have a teenage daughter who lives with her mother 2 towns away from me. Her mother never wants to wake up for school and often does not get up until an hour after school starts, then rushes off to work. If our daughter oversleeps, her mother will not drive her in, which has led to 11 missed days already in the first quarter. Because there is no other option, I am now getting up at 6:15 in the morning every day, driving across town to pick up our daughter, then driving back the other way because her school is in the opposite direction. I drop her off by 7:30 in the morning and rush to work, arriving between 8 o'clock and 8:30 in the morning. I suppose it is all part of parenting. I just wish I could either get custody or convince her mother to act like a parent. Story 17. I could use a hug. Reddit. Edit. You are all amazing. You always manage to brighten even the darkest days. I love you all. Remember never to miss the chance to give someone a warm smile, a kind word, or a comforting hug. Who knows? One day a stranger may say that a random act of kindness saved them during a difficult time. Stay amazing. Story 18. This time last year I was in a deep depression. I was numb to life and had lost touch with everyone except my immediate family. I was severely overweight, stressed, and not taking care of myself. The only thing keeping me going was work, and that felt like a stressor. I was in that state for about 6 years. I was invited to a wedding and did not want to look out of place in the pictures or ruin the mood. So on New Year's Eve, I decided to change my routine and diet completely. I ate only food I cooked myself from unprocessed ingredients, avoided bread and other heavy carbohydrates, skipped lunch, and drank only water. I lost 20 kilograms in 4 months. My feelings returned and were intense. I had forgotten what it felt like to be driven by feelings rather than detached thought. I suddenly became expressive and accessible to other people again. I was back in the room, so to speak, but I needed time to catch up with myself. I reconnected with an old friend to patch things up and as an inadvertent cry for help. He turned out to be rather lonely too. I made a fool of myself with him, but that is okay. We care about each other. He is a great friend. I started experimenting with men. I never thought that would happen, but it did. It was fun, intense, and exciting, but not the same feeling as with women. I have been on a couple of dates, and I am hoping for a new relationship with a woman after the new year. I have been weight training since May and have gained about 5 kilograms. I am already looking good. After the new year, I am going to lose the remaining fat to see what is underneath, and it is going to be amazing. I am starting cognitive behavioral therapy next week because I struggle with vulnerability and intimacy. I definitely suffered from post-traumatic stress disorder and dissociation, and I am hoping to address those issues before a serious relationship begins. I have challenges, but I am going to work on them as much as I can. Overall, I am doing astoundingly well, and it is going to get better. Thank you for asking. Story 19. Honestly, I just need a hug. Thank you all so much. Your hugs from around the world have made my day more fulfilling and uplifting. I wish I could reach out and hug all of you back. As one wonderful person described, people assume men are just robots who do not have feelings. That is one of many reasons this day needs more recognition. Story 20. I am sitting in an airport because my taxi driver took me to the wrong international airport. My friend bought tickets to the football match tonight, which I am now going to miss. I am out about $200. All things considered, I am pretty depressed. Story 21. This is my first Reddit post because this seemed like a friendly thread. The baby woke me at 5:30 a.m., crying. Other than that, it is my weekly work from home day, so I get to relax with some coffee and slow roast ribs for dinner. A good day for a man, if you ask me. Story 22. I am tired but okay. My friend wants me to tell you he is happy. Story 23. Pretty fucking good, original poster. Thank you so much for asking. I am not mad. Sometimes a motherfucker just likes big letters. Story 24. Many thanks. Wow, I am blown away by this. I truly hope you all have a great day. Story 25. I have been at work for 12 hours. I am missing my wife a little. Is that allowed? Story 26. I am struggling today. My girlfriend left me yesterday, and it is tough because there is no one to blame or be angry with. We are still very much in love, but she needs to be alone for a while to sort out mental health issues stemming from trauma that occurred before we met. I am glad she is taking this time. I encouraged her to do it, but it still hurts. Story 27. I just learned that toads cannot tell their sexes apart. When they try to mate, they can tell if it is a female because males shake them off. But I am feeling good today. Story 28. I'm great. Thanks for asking. Today is Men's Day and tomorrow is Children's Day. I'm a school teacher, so I celebrate these 2 days with my students. Story 29. I'm pretty good. I have a lot of work due, but I'll manage. Thanks. Story 30. Bad. Mostly family matters. I see my mother in a wheelchair every day and visit the place where we buried our dog last year. School. Story 31. Depression comes and goes. I was sad yesterday. Today I am okay. Story 32. I could use a hug this morning. I just woke up missing her much more than usual. I sent her a text message to see how she was doing. We have not talked in a few weeks, so I will see how that goes. All in all, it is a rough morning. Story 33. Finally taking charge of my mental health. My first therapy session is tomorrow. Story 34. Sitting at my desk during an insanely busy period for the firm, I was thinking of my wife at home who cannot stop obsessing over the fact that we do not have what her friends have. It would be nice if what we had were enough. We are not poor in absolute terms, only in relative terms. Competing with the Joneses is a no-win proposition. Story 35. I just found out my wife is pregnant. It is a big shock. We have 3 already and thought we were done. To answer your question, today I am feeling all the emotions at the same time. Story 36. I broke my sunglasses, but I will go get some new ones today. Story 37. I'll be honest. I do not make enough money and I feel like a failure. I know I have depression, but I cannot afford more medications. I am already taking seizure medications and medications for attention deficit disorder. All my life I finished what others told me to do: go to college, get a degree, get a good job. When people noticed I was depressed, they told me to follow my dreams because it would make me happy. I followed that advice and became an emergency medical technician, but I do not make enough to afford paramedic school to earn a decent living. I am getting older with less to show for it, and I am depressed again. This question gave me an excuse to open up honestly, so thank you. Story 38. I am at work. I ate rice and ramen noodles for dinner last night. I had 3 hot dogs and a Pepsi from the Sunoco gas station for breakfast. Last night I played video games and watched YouTube until I passed out. Tomorrow I will do nearly the same thing. Story 39. I'm good. I'm sitting in a warm bath. I had a hemorrhoidectomy on Friday. Story 40. I welcomed my first child into the world this week. Story 41. I spent the past 4 hours curled up in the bathroom because of fibromyalgia and irritable bowel syndrome. I have definitely had better days in my 36 years. Story 42. Well, I have a new job that pays 3 times my old salary. I have fixed my car, replaced broken appliances, and paid back everyone I owed money to. I still have enough money to live on. Life is finally looking up. Story 43. I asked my boss for today off because my house septic tank is messed up and we cannot use our toilets. Whoever built this house years ago did not leave the septic lid accessible or clear the area above ground. The septic company said they would charge an extra $500 to $1,000 just to find the lid before they pump it. So now I'm digging around the area in my yard where I know for sure the tank is buried. My boss gave me a hard time, saying it was disrespectful to ask for a day off on such short notice. Yet when his best friend and coworker asked to leave because his cell phone was acting up, he gave him the day off with pay. Jobs should not be a place where you sell your life. A job should not be your number 1 priority, yet if it is not, you feel like you cannot live. I'm exhausted and just tired. Story 44. My depression is peaking, but it will pass. I have had therapy and it is under control, though today is a low day. I have a job interview coming up. In theory, I am looking forward to it, but the idea of working full-time again worries me because I stopped working for mental health reasons. I will go, try my best, and accept that another role might be a better fit. Story 45. Tough day. My wife wants a divorce and to return to her home country with our child. After 5 years of arguing, I have given up and reached the point of acceptance. Story 46. I have a cold and I am off work. I had the distinct impression that when I spoke with my boss, he thought I should ride it out and go into work. I caught this because last week people came to work with colds when they should have stayed home. It ends here. Story 47. I am a woman, but I just want to say Happy International Men's Day. Story 48. Disposable, underappreciated, used, dismantled. So, fuck it, I'm gonna get stoned and turn chunks of metal into smaller pieces. Story 49. I got my 10,000 steps in with my dog and started a 3-dimensional print. Now I am off to Panera for breakfast. Story 50. It is also the birthday of my mum. I bet you cannot tell who wore the pants in the relationship between my parents. Story 51. Doing better. I left a relationship because I could no longer find the love. It was rough, and I feel terrible, especially for my ex. The guilt is still there, but it is easing, especially now that I have met someone else, another man whom I have known online for about 5 to 6 months and whom I hope to meet in person in February. I am really excited but also very nervous, since this is my first relationship with someone of the same gender. Make no mistake, I love him dearly and the nerves are worth it. Thank you for asking. I hope you are doing well too. Thanks a bunch for sticking around till the end of the video. Remember to subscribe, and until next time, stay awesome and goodbye.